Welcome back to DoD TV. About a year or so ago, some fine folks over at Tenzing brought in their Hangtime Daypack prototypes to meet with Mark, Terry, and myself. In this episode, you'll see the feedback we had on their prototype as we helped them construct the best deer hunting pack ever made. Let's jump right in and take a look at what they have for us. This episode of DoD TV is brought to you by the new specially designed, lightweight, and durable Tenzing Hangtime Daypack. Go further, hunt longer, Tenzing.
Well, guys, thank you. We appreciate you coming in. We're excited to hear about the packs and try and give you a little bit of input, and we'll tell you some of the things that we've been dealing with over the years. But more than anything, I just want to welcome you here to the studio.
Absolutely. When we met with these guys, or Pete at ATA show, we started talking about it back then, about what we could do together from a Tenzing and Drury Outdoors standpoint and try to come up with what could be deemed as the ultimate whitetail pack.
We're anxious to see what you guys have in store for us.
How we started this, obviously, we thought of you guys first, right? The ultimate whitetail pack. Has anybody ever done one right?
Not right, not correct.
That's the key.
They've tried.
So obviously with us, with the Tenzing brand, it was more Western based. Us being a lot of Midwestern whitetail guys, we need a pack for us, right? So we came up with this concept. We need two ultimate whitetail packs that actually work. So we got together, we have some concepts to show you, and then we want your feedback.
Well, we got two packs that we have preliminary designs on. One is a day pack, which is obviously going to be a larger pack, and then we're working on a lumbar pack. So there's two designs we'd like to show you today and show you where we're at with conceptually how far we brought it along, and then get your feedback on and ideas on what we need to adjust and what we need to add or delete, etc. from there. We'll start off with the day pack. And this day pack is going to be a hybrid pack. So what we're going to do is we're going to take EVA, which is a molded foam, and add that to this pack to give it a little more rigidity, but give it a different look where it's not completely a Trico or a soft pack. You're going to have more of a hybrid look to it.
That's really nice, especially when it helps hold that shape so you can put more clothes in it.
Yeah, and the key to this is to make it easy to access what you need, right? Get up in a tree, you have your bow hanger, you have your pack hanger, screw it in, hang it up, everything's accessible, quick and easy, and quiet.
So did you accommodate release aid, rangefinder, calls, bow hooks, binoculars? I mean, those are the mainstays, I would say, from a day in, day out basis. Those are the tools of the trade, certainly.
Yep, and what we did with this pack is, as we go through it, we're designing this pack kind of envisioning as a hunter enters the tree stand. They go up a tree, what do they need first? What possibly do they need second? What do they need quick access to where you don't have to put your hand in a pocket? Those are items we want to put on the outside of this pack, not the inside of the pack. Then we get to items like a release aid and grunt calls and binoculars. Those are going to be inside the pack, where you would be set up ready to go in the tree stand. So we kind of thought through that process from an ergonomic standpoint and how this was designed.
Good.
It's really like a ready to hunt system. Mm-hmm. So when you get up there, all you do is strap it to the tree, and you're good for the rest of the day, knowing through the periods of the day what you're going to be doing.
And quickly ready.
Right.
And quietly.
Like for example, like wind checker. That's probably something you want on the outside of the pack because you may want to check the wind as you're entering the woods and things. You don't need that in the pack. And so those are some of the things we're trying to think through, easy access on, and when you're going to need it and why you're going to need it.
So what we'd like from you guys is just kind of going through what's the first thing you need when you get up a tree.
Bow hanger.
There it is. Bow hanger and probably
pull-up cord too.
Generally, I find that pockets on packs aren't big enough to accommodate the type pull-up cord we like. I like a big one.
Yeah, I do too.
So that A, it doesn't burn your hand, B, you can pull up a heavy camera or whatever the weight is of the pack or whatever you're pulling up. So I think the pull-up cord, however you accommodate it, it should be bigger than small.
And usually it seems like when you put and buckle that strap on, that the zipper is the wrong way to open or close
100%.
it. Yeah. Is what I always feel like.
That's right.
It's awkward. You can't hardly get to it.
So if you look at some of our drawings here, you'll see we reverse the zipper so you can actually get into them from with it on, right?
Yeah,
you can
very
easily
nice.
get it on. So those are the little things that we're looking at. We want feedback from you guys.
Good.
Yeah, and some of these straps and stuff you see on this prototype, these are going away. All the extra things that are going to make noise and flipping around, get caught on brush briars, that's going away. Those are being removed.
Then we got some pockets here. These outside pockets here, this is going to be the idea is we're going to have a waterproof or a scent-proof pocket here for scents on the outside. So as you know, if it leaks or anything, that it's all contained in this pocket. It's not going to get on the material or the EVA. So you have all your scent, basically have a scent pocket on the outside of this pack. And then going around to the other side, you know, this potentially could be a place for your wind checker. We thought about putting the wind checker pocket on the belt because you will need to access that as you're going into the woods and something that's readily accessible. So those are some of the ideas that we had for the outside of the pack. On the top of the pack is where we want to house the cell phone. We know all the hunters out there, they're in a tree, they're going to check their phones, they're going to need to communicate. And so we will have a cell phone pocket on the top of this pack. It may be a zippered pocket here, but it will be easily accessible. So when this pack is hanging in the tree, you can just slide your cell phone right in the top here and have access to it. And then we'll have room in there that we have an extra battery pack or power pack.
Yep.
So
Are you going with pockets ultimately? Will you have a pocket there and there?
That's right now. We're just doing a belt. We were going to remove that, but now after kicking around, there might be some small pockets to where we could put bow hangers. You know,
Those are the pockets I access.
Those are the ones I use the most, right there.
I wonder if you could just have one
Pull
long
hanger.
pocket, like basically the length.
yeah,
of
that
the
you can
belt.
actually
nice.
reach.
I use
To where you can
the
put what you want in there.
devil out of that
Because
right
some
there.
of those bow arms.
that'd be
are
a
like
great
this
spot
long.
for the wind checker, the pull-up
That's where I
cord,
put my bow
all of
hanger.
that right there.
And if possible, this thing could be bigger because when you got gloves on, futzing around with this little bitty snap
Yep.
is always an issue.
Your pockets for your hooks and your bow hangers, like I always carry several, and as tight as they are, like if there are several in there, they're all going to come out when you pull one. So you might consider making sure it's loose enough to where you can get one at a time.
One at a time.
So when this folds down, rangefinder pocket, bino pocket, and then you'll have release, grunt tube, bleat call. So really the main essentials, right, that you need.
Everything's got their own little place then.
That's it. Everything is going to be labeled on their own little place that they fit and they hold in. Once you use this 3 or 4 times, you just kind of get in that mode, you know where everything goes.
We're trying to create a pack where we got spots specifically for items that a deer hunter
The
would use.
one other thing we haven't touched on yet that a lot of hunters are now using is an infield ozone generator. So in that main pack, is there?
Yeah, so it's going to have a U-shaped pocket. So that way you don't have a small zipper that if it does start, you know, I've hung them in my tree and it started because it had so much weight, it started opening on its own
Peeling
too
back.
far and then stuff falls out. Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever had that. But this is going to be a U-shaped flap that you can flip up or down and reach in and get that.
So inside that main compartment, will there be anything that's compartmentalized in there? You know,
That was
'cause
just going to be a
it's
big open spot.
For clothes or
Clothes.
whatever. Good.
You know, you want to bring
I
a
like
thermos
that.
or
I
I
something
do
all
too.
day.
And you still got a back zipper up top in the
Yep,
back?
right here.
No, inside.
inside. Because that's
Like that
actually
too.
where I put
Yeah,
all my
pocket.
tags.
That's
and
where my
stuff.
tags go, right
Yeah,
there.
right here.
That's where I put
That
all my
tag
tags.
compartment ought to be waterproof.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have
Well,
the
that's what we were,
stowaway, too.
and you guys see on here, we talked about on the bottom, and we're gonna look at making it flat. It's gonna have a waterproof stow. So now you have a stow, you guys that fish, you know those little plastic stows that we have, there's gonna be a waterproof there. You put your tags, all your licenses, your zip ties, your knife, gutting gloves if you use them, it all stays there. So that way, it's always there and it stays.
It's always waterproof.
Always
In
waterproof.
case you do set it in wet grass or mud or something
Yep,
like that.
100%.
Going to the EVA gives us the ability to take a lot of these straps off, because in a lot of packs today, especially these side straps, it's all for structure and support.
Right.
You got to have these straps to support the pack because it's soft. We can take a lot of these straps off and get rid of a lot of this, what I call noise, on the outside of the pack. We want to get rid of these on the outside. That just gets caught. We want to make a cleaner look on the outside of this pocket by taking these off.
You will have some compression straps in case you want, like, say it's cold, you got a long walk. I always like to take my heavy stuff, attach it to my pack because it won't fit inside of it. You know, big heavy coat, big heavy bibs. You will have compression straps to accommodate width of clothing.
We have one on the side and we'll have one across the top.
Will that be the size of the pack, or will it be a different volume than that? Or
Not 100%. Once we go to EVA and some of these things change, it's probably going to change in size.
Will it get smaller?
A little bigger.
Yeah, I bet you it gets a little bigger. Yeah.
That's what
I
we
am.
need.
Well, it looks like an incredible pack. I'm anxious to see the next versions.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of DoD TV is brought to you by the new Tenzing Voyager Daypack. Go further, hunt longer, Tenzing.